the fact is that the MB Enhance is 13 grams of fiber. The standard American diet, at the most, people are eating probably 11 grams. Probably people are eating a lot less. If depending, if they're eating those processed foods, ultra processed foods, eating a fast food, they may be getting fiber, 6 grams of fiber. And of course, in the MB Enhance, we're talking about 13 grams of fiber. Now, always over the years, and what we've advised our patients is to increase fiber slowly, because it takes time for the gut to adjust. So about 3 grams of fiber extra a day, like adding in a high fiber grain or, a couple servings of fruit or whatever, and kind of gradually work toward that. Because otherwise, they're going to get some mega GI discomfort. And the other thing too, when you increase fiber, you have to also increase fluid intake a lot, because that fiber is going to hold on to fluid in your gut. And if you don't have enough water, you're going to get constipated. You're going to get some hard stools. And does anybody report that they're feeling a little more constipated? Maybe a little, yep. And tell them, you're putting a lot of fiber in. That fiber needs water and more fluids. And so really encourage that. And if people, that I think if they start having them cut back to half the dose of what they were taking, bump up their water intake, tell them that they have to actually get their jug out and measure it and make sure they're getting it in, and have them cut back a couple days and bump up their fiber intake, their fluid intake, and then go back up.
How much water should a person drink? I've always heard half of your weight in ounces. That's the rule I go by.
Right. That's a great rule. It depends on if you live in Arizona. You got to drink a little more. And then if you're adding, if you're adding all this fiber in, you're probably going to want to add another half as much, probably initially, till you adjust on the water. I mean, I don't know. It's almost impossible maybe to get too much fluid, but that's what I'm suggesting. And I think it's important that people get a jug, have a container where they actually know exactly how much they're drinking every day and track it. Most people don't realize how little they drink. And I think that's important as well. So tell them that they need to get a jug, and they need to measure out their fluids. They need to have, they're drinking a couple quarts of water a day. They need to add another quart in there when they're starting our products, just, for that extra fluid. And then also, there's going to detoxification going on as well with this, because when you're adding in all of those plant compounds in there, you're going to have probably some release of some toxins, especially when you're losing that toxic belly fat. That's going to release toxins, but in your gut as well. You're going to have some die-off of some of those bad bacteria in there. You want to flush that out of there. So that's really critically important.